All right, so welcome everyone to our Monday night health huddle. Congrats for tuning in. If you're brand new and this is your first time, welcome. This is where we get together weekly. So my name's Dawn. I'm going to be co-hosting with Mr. Brad Miller today. And our topic is going to be about healthy motion. We are going through 30 days of just taking it back to the basics, and we've talked a lot about a lot of different things, and this week we get to focus on motion. So as we kick off, just know that we come together every Monday at 5:30. Everybody's welcome. This is our community. This is where we get to come together and celebrate the last week, have conversations about health, really kick the week off into like a healthy gear. And usually we share some topics. And so not gonna lie, I had a little fun this week with our theme because it's healthy motion. So are you guys ready? I actually came up with a theme song for us this week. I'm just going to play a little snippet of it. Okay, type in the chat. You can name this movie. And if you can't, you're in trouble. All right. I won't make you listen to the whole 4 minutes of the song, but yeah, that's the Rocky theme song. And so I just had some fun this week, you guys, because we're talking about healthy motion. And as I was reading through, we're working through the Optavia guide, and we're on day 21, and we're really building healthy habits. And part of that's healthy motion. And when I listen to the theme song of Rocky, I don't know, but what do you guys think? Type in the chat. What's your first thought when you hear the theme song of Rocky? Well, I think boxing. But I think sweat, I think blood, I think, getting gritty and getting with it. And, I really loved taking a moment this week and, today kicking off Monday and reading in the Optavia guide about week 4, which is the week that we're jumping into, and the healthy habits of motion, because it doesn't have to be all sweat and grit and salt and tears and things like that. It can be as little as standing for an extra couple minutes during your day, or grabbing your kids and heading out and going for a walk. So as you're jumping in, I just want you to say hi to the group. If you're new, comment in the chat where you're from. And I'd love to hear, just on the topic of healthy motion, what are you excited about this week? Maybe bringing a little extra healthy motion into your life, into your world. What are you proud of over the last week? This is our time to come together. Brad's going to share some tips and thoughts on the topic, but I'd love to just hear kind of from you guys. So who wants to come off mute and just share just a little bit about maybe this week? Yeah.
Hi,
hey, Christy.
It's Christy. Hey, everyone. So real quick, I just have to share a little bit of what I'm excited about, and that is, well, back up just a little prior. Before I started my health journey, I was an avid runner and loved going to the gym, and discovered when I was trying to lose my weight, the gym was no longer working. I just kept gaining more weight. So fast forward and started my journey, down 120 pounds, something like that. Anyways, but I think what I'm most excited about, I lost my weight doing exactly the opposite of what I thought it would take. And that was honestly just focusing on my nutrition, and I had to let the gym go for a little bit, and things started working. So now that I'm at my healthy weight, what I'm most excited about is training. I am doing a half marathon, so I'm getting back into training. And it's so fun to be moving forward again in my health at a healthy weight and getting back to those things that I used to love to do.
That is so awesome, Christy. Thanks for sharing that. Seriously. And you were a runner before, carrying your weight. And now I bet it feels really awesome to get out there and do some things now that you've got your nutrition under control and, you've got your weight down. It must feel really freeing. I love that. Coming all the way from Spokane, probably where it's snowy right now. Who else? Anybody else have anything they want to pop off and share about the topic of healthy motion, or maybe something you're just stoked about this last week you want to share with the group? It's an interactive bunch, so if you don't go off mute, I might randomly call on people.
Hey, Dawn.
Yeah.
Something to share. I know I'm sharing later, but I thought this might be good because I love all the people popping on the chat, and sometimes we're like, oh my gosh, like should we speak? Should we not speak? And a lot of people I've talked to, like where I'm personally proud of, there's like, oh, I don't know if I'm good enough to speak like the other people. And we're all going to speak here. And the reason why I want to speak is because this honestly hasn't been a really good area of my journey recently. Like I got off to a good start this new year. I was dialed in, and then I got sick, and I do my workout videos from the internet. And for those that know my course, we didn't even have internet at our house. Lost even went through our data. And it, like, this kind of stuff pops up all the time. And like there's always gonna be something that throws you off. That's why this community is so important, and just like thank you, and why we start the Health Huddle on Monday. It hasn't been good for me recently. And so just to share like openly, like that's part of the journey. I'm back on it this week. I hope to be fully back in the groove. And from doing this years, I know that it just takes a few days of getting back in that routine. Right now, it seems like grueling, and I can't even picture myself doing it. But this is like this topic is very timely because we have internet now. I'm feeling better. Like no more mess up the routine. I'm not going to let it bleed into the next few weeks. So for me, that's my victory this week. But I also want to share it because the thing gives light to that it's never perfect, and you can always share even if your world's not perfect.
Thanks, Brad, for sharing that, because I think that probably hit home. I know it hits home for me because I sometimes think I need to be doing more, and I know I always want to be, but it's just taking that first step. And the hardest part's just getting up out of your chair and doing it. And it can be hard when we get thrown off our routine. So that's awesome. Tasha had something in the chat. She kind of wanted to talk, just touch on, and maybe Brad, just for your, when you're talking on this topic in a second, just like when you still have weight to lose and maybe it slows down a bit, but you probably want to be physically active as well. So kind of that balance, where's that balance? So I'll let Brad kind of touch on that, but Tasha, thanks for putting that in the chat. So you guys feel free to pop in that chat with questions you've got, or, but let's have another share or two, just something you're stoked about this last week, or something around the habit of healthy motion. I know we've got a lot of moms on the line, and a lot of dads, and a lot of people that work, maybe even full time. How are you guys getting this healthy habit into your work or into your life with a busy schedule?
Oh, well, I guess we're gonna speak. Kayla here, who is just now 4, has hit the ski hill. So we're at the ski hill every Sunday afternoon, or every Sunday daytime, with the 2 girls, and then anytime we can, we all go out together.
That is awesome, and it's a healthy activity for your kiddos too. Sounds like you love that, don't you?
Yes,
awesome,
she does.
That's really cool. So getting out with the kids. I love it. Anybody else want to share?
I can. Andrea, can you hear me?
Yeah, Andrea, we can totally hear you. Hey, coming to us from Wyoming.
Yes. So for the last couple months, I have been really working out a lot, and it's been really fun. But today, I have a really cool non-scale victory. I went to my chiropractor, and my neck is usually a mess. And I have to say, he noticed a drastic difference in how well my neck is and my muscles, and that's just from building my strength back. So
that's awesome.
Pretty neat.
That's really neat,
Yeah.
Andrea. And I know you gradually added it back in with baby steps, right? Share with everyone kind of, you're down quite a bit of weight, you've got your nutrition dialed in, and then you kind of gradually worked yourself back into working out.
I did.
Yeah.
I love to work out, so that's always a huge part of, when I'm working out, my nutrition is so much better just because I feel so much better. My energy level's better. So building the lean muscle mass is really important to me. Yes, the scale doesn't go down as much when you're working out like that, but your clothes fit looser and you lose a lot of inches. And that's something you just really need to stay focused on, is that you're building lean muscle mass, and lean muscle mass helps your skeletal structure. It helps everything. So yeah, just focusing on what you really want to create. If you want to create healthy lean muscle mass, then and that's what I want to do. So
that's awesome, Andrea. Then don't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid to go out and do that. We can help dial in your nutrition so that you can do that. And that's what you've been able to do, which is awesome. Thank you for sharing. And congratulations on your neck being back to in good shape. I know Amber is someone who'd been traveling, and she just popped on the chat and said she's where she could share, kind of coming from a different perspective, someone who's got two busy little kiddos at home and doesn't necessarily have the time to go to the gym. Amber, if you're there, pop off and share just quickly from your perspective.
Hey guys, I'm in my car and I'm not in a great service area, so hopefully you can hear me. But I am super passionate about the topic of healthy motion because it wasn't always something that I was excited about in my life. I'm definitely not a gym person, so like props to you guys that are saying that you love the gym. I've never been able to fall in love with the gym. I did classes for a while. I was okay at that. Like my idea of a gym is yoga, but what I do love to do is I love to get outside with my family and by myself too, but especially with my kids. So I'm sorry, you can probably hear my 1-year-old crying, but I've got a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old, and my husband and I love to take them hiking. And so during the good seasons, we get up into the mountains. We live in Boise, Idaho, so we get up in the mountains and we go hiking there. We like to drag our friends with us and surprise them on what we're doing. But then during this time of year, I get out with our 2 kids during the week, and a friend of mine hosts a really awesome urban stroll where literally it's a bunch of parents. We show up with our carriers and our strollers. We go through downtown Boise, and it's fun because it's, you know, it's not crazy paced, and especially when there's ice on the ground, we have to be kind of careful, but it's something that is a rock in my schedule every single week. So if you're not a hiker, right, you're like, oh no, I don't need to go into the mountains. That's okay, because walking around downtown, we call that urban hiking, and you can do that too. So, you know, maybe get out and explore a new city or go check out a different neighborhood and do some urban hiking.
I love that, Amber. I think I'm going to turn it over to Brad here in just a second. But you know what, you guys? I absolutely love it because we just have celebrated so much stuff. And you know what? Motion is all good. And so it's baby steps. If where you're at right now is getting just up a little bit more and standing at your desk at work or taking a walk or hitting the gym or going out for an urban hike, like just props to all of you. And let's focus in on this week of doing that. So Brad, I'm going to turn it over to you so you can share a little bit about your thoughts on this week, because I know you and Ashley are super healthy. You've been working on your motion for a long time, and you're both very different too.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, I do love healthy motion, and thank you for that. And I love it because we're actually just going over everything that was in the Optavia guide. You know, Dr. A laid it out so thoroughly, and I love that that's what we're focusing on these last 30 days is just the basics. You know, a lot of people have just hinted on how the basics have just been eye-opening for them, approaching it from different ways. That's why we focus on habits of healthy weight transformation first, and then we move into mindfulness on those habits as we instill them. Then we focus on sleep, which is really the rock in our schedule and structure that really enforces them even more. And now healthy motion comes into that play because it's all areas of health. So just some things that are and Dawn, you can feel free to jump back in here. You know a lot on this, and we've gone through this a lot on your personal journey, and just with other people as well, helped a lot of people in this area. But, you know, just some cool things to remember about healthy motion, how it comes in. This might be the first time for you where you're actually approaching it from a healthy, sustainable standpoint. I know many people are guilty of that. Well, I used to work out like a fiend to try to keep my body in motion or to keep my body where I wanted to be at or try to lose weight, but it didn't really work for me before. And it used to be grueling and unsustainable, where now it's the health is already taken care of. The weight's already being taken care of. Now the working out is more for the mind, my body, my future journey, all those things really encompass. So the cool thing to remember is that the gym is 20% of the equation. 80% is your health and your nutrition. And that's why we hit on it as going into week 4. There's a saying that that Ashley like to joke around with. It's, abs are made in the kitchen, not at the gym. That's really where it comes down to nutrition wise. Just cool things like Andrea was hitting on. When you're fueling yourself properly, giving yourself the proper macronutrients, basically following one of our plans, it's going to make sure you're getting 100% of your nutrition. Your body's going to produce the right kind of stuff. So you might notice as you bring in healthy motion that you pay attention to measurements more, how clothes are fitting, definitely taking measurements and kind of treating the scale more of part of an equation rather than what you're using to guide. Because when you're exercising properly and actually getting proper nutrition, and you'll put on lean muscle mass. I think a few people in the past have maybe kind of been oh my gosh, I started working out and I started bulking up. We're not talking about bulk. Like when you're exercising correctly and eating on one of our nutrition plans, you're definitely going to keep getting smaller. You might not even notice that it's really happening, but it's enough to offset the scale, maybe 1 or 2 pounds a week, probably maybe a pound a week. And that's why you also want to look into it a little bit more, because if the scale slows down, it's going to be 1 or 2 things. And you're going to want to pay attention to your body on this. It's either you're overdoing it and your body's not really happy about what's going on. It's going to go into more of a conservative mode. And that's why it's really important as you bring in this week, it's start slow and build on it. Use an upward progression. I always kind of have a joke with my wife. We always talk about, everyone talks about that one hardcore workout that they did that one time. But there's no gold medal for that one super hard workout you did once. So approach it slow. Your body wants to adjust. You're fueling yourself the way it's meant to be fueled. So many of you that are in the fat burning stage, and if you're approaching it this week, it's your body's fueling itself differently than it's used to maybe when you've worked out. So start out slow. Start out for your mind. Your body produces endorphins when you work out. That's what makes you feel better. And that's honestly all part of the equation on why it takes time to build this habit. You might be sitting on this call right now where you're like me, or you've been either out of the routine, or you're thinking about starting it for the first time and you're like, oh my gosh, working out sounds so horrible right now. I don't even want to do it. But part of knowing the habits that you create with this is to know that, hey, I'm not thinking about right now. I'm thinking about 5 days from now when I'm going to love it. And so these are all just some things to be thinking about when you're working out. And if you guys have any questions on that, you can actually pop off and feel free to ask questions. A lot of people have questions like, why would the scale slow down, or why would that happen? And I don't think I wrapped it back around, Donna. Hopefully I clarified, but like, if you are over exercising, your body will slow down weight loss wise, just because you're doing too much too fast, because your body's fueling itself a different way. If you take it slow and the scale like slows down a little bit, it's because you're probably adding lean muscle mass. I have a client who is they're working out for the first time. They lost like 30 pounds a few years ago, done a great job in the maintenance phase on a 3-and-3 style plan. They're back again going for their like personal best. And they were like, well, why 2 months in am I only down 9 pounds? And so we went and talked about it. And I gave her this heads up ahead of time, but come to find out, she's in a dress that's 2 sizes down. That doesn't equate to 9 pounds. Generally, she's down a lot more. She means she's building good muscle mass. She can tell from from how she's fitting, like her strength and everything, that it's changing. So you want to start to pay attention to more areas of the body when you bring in healthy motion. So I think that's all the stuff I wanted to talk about. Besides some of the benefits, working out properly and not overdoing it will add to your metabolism. That helps speed up your metabolism. So that's a good thing. When you add muscle just burns calories just sitting throughout the day. So also think about if you need another reason to add working out into your routine. And I don't even like the term really working out. It's really healthy motion, because you want to find out what works best for you. Is when you add muscle, you're kind of pulling out an insurance policy on your later on, like maintaining your weight, because you're just going to be sitting around throughout the day. You're going to burn an extra, depending on what you add, 50 to 300 calories just by just sitting around doing nothing all day except breathing with more muscle on your body. So these are all cool things to think about. Figure out where you want to go. And these are just some of the tips that I generically give. And Don, if you want to add some things to it afterwards, I would love it, because there's so many journeys here. But one, take it slow if you're starting. If you're in your first few weeks of plan, you want to usually wait till your 2nd or 3rd week to start healthy motion. Approach it from a sustainability standpoint. Like 2 to 4 times a week is the goal, not just like, think about it as, well, I can see myself doing this 3 weeks from now, 4 weeks from now, a year from now, or maybe I'll mix it up, but I could see it happening sustainably. This is one thing my wife always talks about. It's like, if you are doing something for a short period of time that you might be able to like push yourself to on a short period of time, that's great. But if it's not sustainable, then really you're going to have to like fix that later on. So, going from a sustainability standpoint. And then the other one is, and this is my biggest one, besides just getting into the routine and making it part of your plan, also working out is going to reiterate your other, habits that you're doing right now. Because when you're working out, you know what you're doing? You're adding into the bank all the things you're doing for your health journey. And that's one more thing you're doing for your health journey, and one less thing that's going to be distracting you in any other area of your journey. But the last thing I would say on this is make it fun. There's no one right way to work out. I've had so many people have mental blocks on what they need to do. And actually, just speaking personally, like finding my own routine, finding out what works for you well. Like exercise could be like, urban stroll, like Amber was talking about. It could be, roping horses, like some people do here. It could be literally pounding it out of the gym. It could be workout classes. It could be walk. It could be Zumba. It could be dance. It could be yoga. I mean, whatever floats your boat, that's going to keep you engaged, that feeds your healthy mind, that feeds your healthy body, that really helps you desire to do more of it. And so if you're one of those people like, I can't see myself doing that, stop beating your head against the wall. Find something. Like, your health journey is supposed to be fun. And honestly, I always think of it as like a collective artwork that you're doing for the rest of your life. So those are my tips on healthy motion. Find something that works for you. Feel free to challenge yourself. You know, I said don't, push it too hard for one area or one season if you can't sustain it. But sometimes it's time to challenge yourself in this area. If that's you, and some people have been on this journey for years. I'm looking around the call. Many of you guys have moved way past weight loss in your journey. Some of you are just getting started. Some of you are a few months in on this journey. Wherever you're at, I love this topic because it just poses the question. What should I be doing in this area? What sounds good to me? And I think one tip that I was going to just give in the topic of healthy motion, when you start working out, it's really good to just remember that you're going to be burning more calories. So just remember that, another reason not to push it is so that hunger doesn't set in. Because if you think about throughout the day, right now you're eating the way you're meant to, just sustaining your intake. If you go do a crazy workout, your body's going to have a huge deficit. That creates hunger, and that's not the thing that we want to really have to deal with. It's another reason to take it slow when you're starting your workout journey. So I think that's all the tips that I really have on it. But do you want to add anything to it from this, or anything that might be helpful to this people as we work on this topic this week and work it into our routine, or even solidify it into our routine?
Yeah, I mean, Brad, the chat's blowing up, which is awesome. Everybody's jumping in and asking questions, and you hit on something so awesome, is that wherever you're at, there's always that next step. So what is a good fit for you? Where are you at in your health journey? Are you just starting? Brad hit on some very key tips. If you take that away, like connecting with your coach or the person that's supporting you, but take it easy in the first couple of weeks. Let your body get into that full fat burn if that's the plan you're doing. And then you can gradually step it up from there, and working into what's fun for you, what's sustainable, what's long-term. Craig reminded us to don't forget your water. If you're getting out there and getting some healthy motion in, don't forget to drink your water. We got to stay really well hydrated. But the best thing about this is, this is about building healthy habits for a lifetime. So, fast forward 10, 20 years from now, you're going to have a healthy body that you have created. You're going to have healthy habits, and you've established those. Studies show it takes about 21 days to create a habit. So wherever you're at, just start now. What's a healthy habit of motion you want to instill? And start this week. And the more you practice it, the more it's going to become a habit. So whether that is standing while you work, sitting on one of those big balls that, those yoga balls that causes you to engage your muscles, or getting out and going for a walk. You've got a job where you're on the phone a lot, walk around, put your phone in your pocket or pop some earbuds in, but anything to get some motion. Doesn't have to be the gym. So I love that we've shared window shopping. Yes, you guys, that's what it's all about. And I kind of played the Rocky theme song at the beginning, kind of tongue in cheek, just because oftentimes we think about healthy motion, we think we have to go to the gym or it has to be something like that. That has a really valid place, and building muscle is amazing, but we got to start where we're at and build those healthy habits for life. So I hope this was really helpful for everyone. And does anybody have any questions or any final thoughts?
If anyone wants to, or is about to ask a question, just to give them a second to think about it, or make sure they have room for it, is just some other tips if this is the first time you're working out. Just generic ones. Make sure you drink tons of water, like Craig said. Congrats on that. You can add, electrolyte, sugar-free electrolyte drink, like Powerade Zero or anything like that. It's great to have during a workout. You can also squash your meals just a little bit closer together. So normally we're 2.5 to 3 hours. So if you do a workout, you might squash them closer to that 2.5 hour mark, or a little bit sooner, because you're just closing the gap on getting nutrition in your body during that time. And what's really cool about this, and I hope you guys really own this, I work with a lot of people that are on the really intense personal trainer game, and they find our program is the best fit for people that are exercising or taking on the next level of healthy motion. So realize that you got everything taken care of right now. A lot of people think I got to go do something crazy or extreme. You're doing the most, crazy or extreme thing you can do for your body, and it's giving it proper nutrition. Everything you need is right here. And if you have additional questions on that, reach out to your coach. But yeah, Don, I'll throw it back to you. I just thought about those things as we were kind of finishing up, in case anyone had any other questions.
No, that's perfect. I was just reading the chat. You guys, I am loving all the healthy ideas. Extra points if you're pulling a kid in a wagon while you're walking. or urban strolling. I love it, you guys. You know what? Let's just make a commitment tonight to stay consistent in our healthy motion, whatever that looks like for us. But let's add one habit. The micro habit of health today is literally standing for an extra 2 minutes a day. Okay. So it can start as small as that or go as big as being Rocky. So you decide where your healthy habit fits, pick one. And the best thing I can say is just stay consistent with it and have fun. And I can't wait to celebrate next Monday as we all come back, and maybe you've got some healthy habits of motion you want to share. But let's go out and let's get it this week. Let's really be consistent and give ourselves that healthy motion, because that's the foundation of a healthy body. Okay. All right, you guys, I hope you have a great night, and feel free to like pop more things in the chat. Brad will take it off record. But just have an awesome week, and we'll see you back here, same place, same bat channel on next Monday, with lots of things to share and back in community. Because this right here, kicking off our week together and sharing and having conversation, I don't know if you guys all agree, but this is where it's at. This is where the fun begins. This is where we can keep each other, accountable and have some fun and share ideas. So congrats, everyone. Thanks for sharing.